Last I checked.
Good.
And we are rolling.
Well, welcome. We are here at the Alexis Park Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada on Harmon Street. You can't miss it if you're flying into McCarran Airport. Just look out the left side window. Unless you're coming in the other way, then it'll be the right side window. We're here on stage. We're talking to performers and producers, all kinds of entertainment in Las Vegas to let you know we're back. We're open. Lots of things are going on. It's been great to get through 2020. We're into 2021 now. It's safe. There's social distancing. There's all kinds of provisions in place to make sure you can have a great time in Las Vegas, not only with the gaming, the dining, but the entertainment is back. And we're trying to come up with a name for the show, and maybe you can help me with this. We have Las Vegas Up Close, just 6 feet away. That's one. Entertainment 21, but I think everyone's going to use that one. And then socially distanced, stand up, but stand back.
I like the first one.
Okay. Las Vegas Up Close,
Up
but
close,
6 feet away.
but 6 feet away.
All right. And then the last, that was 2 yards between us, but it's kind of like between two ferns, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Cari Byers with Premier Showgirls. Welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's exciting to have you here. We want to talk a little bit about what Premier Showgirls is or are. I'm not sure the proper English there. And you came into being in '98. You've been around forever. And what it is you do. And then let's get into how the pandemic has affected you and how this new show is relaunching entertainment in Las Vegas. So why don't you start from the beginning? You were in a show. And I'm going to pronounce it from Texas, it's Le Folies Bergère, but in French it's actually what?
Folie Bergère.
Exactly, and it was at Tropicana, and ran for 150 years.
Yes, 150 years.
Okay, and talk to us a little bit about that, your background.
So I'm a trained dancer, and I came to Vegas in 97 or 98 to dance, to be a showgirl in the Folie Bergère, and I lasted there for 12 years, and I ended up closing the show. It was, at the time, the longest running show in America.
Excellent.
It was just your typical French revue that had come to Vegas, and it kind of had become the standard revue show in Vegas, the Showgirls and all of that.
Well, when you think Las Vegas, you think Showgirls.
You think Showgirls.
When Mayor Goodman does any kind of a proclamation, there's a couple there. Anytime you walk up and down the strip, you can actually get your pictures taken with some quasi-Showgirls down there. So I'm guessing you don't represent them.
No, I don't.
Excellent.
That's a whole other kind of fish.
So, one quick question. How many Elvises have you worked with in your career? How many different Elvises?
Oh my God, I don't even know. There's kind of a saying, if I have to dance to Viva Las Vegas one more time, and you get to the point where you've danced so many times to Viva Las Vegas that the choreography and the moves are all like jumbled in your head, and you're like, wait, what am I doing now?
Since you started Premier Showgirls, talk to me about the beginning, what kind of shows, what kind of events you would do, and then where we are now. Let's work our way rapidly into our current show. Okay.
I actually took over Premier Showgirls. Like you said, Premier Showgirls came in existence around '98. Once Follies closed, I started freelancing again more, and I started working for Premier Showgirls as a showgirl. So we're contracted for events, large events, for casino events, trade shows, conventions, corporate galas, opening of trade shows, like you name it. But most of our clients were like in the convention and trade show industry. Like it all revolved around that, like the cocktail hours after or greeting guests in the booth, but it kind of all revolved around that.
Now, would a showgirl do a TED Talk if asked?
Sure, why not?
Exactly.
I mean, amazing. Yeah. So I worked for Premier Showgirls for several years, and the owner had an opportunity to move out of state and run a theater. So I had been working for her for several years in different capacities, and the last couple years I moved more into management when she was out of town because she was a performer. So when she was out of town, I would kind of run and manage the company for her. I started building and repairing her costumes for her. So it kind of was just a natural thing. When she got this opportunity, she asked me if I wanted to purchase the company and take over the company.
Fantastic.
So,
do you still go out on gigs?
I don't gig, no, okay. No. But I try, like, that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing, and I always make it an effort to go to the gig. I like to meet my clients because 9 times out of 10 we've only spoken on the phone or via email. So I like to put a face with who I'm dealing with. And I just like to, the costumes are property of Premier Showgirls. So the girls don't show up in costume, regardless of what people think. It'd be kind of difficult.
Drive around in the lift with their head sideways because of the hat. So.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I pride myself on and I enjoy doing. I do go to the gigs, but I don't gig anymore.
Very cool. And we're going to talk in a moment, you're a full-service talent agency, and that's a segue into our first commercial message. Keegley.com, which is a real estate company. It's a full-service real estate and financial group. Keegley.com, it's hard to say, I'm going to try it. Keegley.com. Keegley.com. For Las Vegas is one of the biggest venues for Keegley, and if you're looking to flip real estate, to wholesale real estate, or get in on the ground floor on some great properties or distressed properties, give Keegley a call, 702-478-2722. That's 702-478-2722. So you're a full-service talent agent. Talk about that. So if I wanted to be a performer in your fold, I don't know that I could be a showgirl so much, but do you handle other entertainment?
I handle other entertainment. I specialize in showgirls, and I would say 90 to 95% of my gigs are showgirls, but I also book Elvis a lot, and Marilyn, and Frank. Go-go dancers are a big thing in Vegas. Strolling magicians.
Okay.
I kind of say I can do everything but bands. I don't want to, that's too technical for me. It's speakers and amps and microphones and stuff, but yeah.
And so if they want to get a hold of you, I have 702-524-4190, is that correct?
That's
phone
me.
number? Excellent. Yep. And so let's say I'm in Iowa right now, and I think I want to come to Vegas and be a performer. Should they reach out to you first and have that conversation? What do you do? How do you do it? Can I see your YouTube clips before you make that trip out here? Or should they just show up?
I think so, especially, I mean, with the world and the state it's in right now, definitely reach out. Because honestly, there's not a lot of work for performers and entertainers right now. Yep. It's changing and it's coming back, but I would be very hesitant to say, hey, come on out, there's lots of work, I'll put you to work tomorrow.
So with that in mind, we have just started in December shows again. Mm-hmm. So working with the group that you're working with here at Alexis Park, we have a show going on. Why don't you talk me through the days of the week, times that it's on, and then let's talk about the show itself, how it used to be, what the pandemic has done, and how we've changed that so people are safe when they come to the venue. So
the show right now is running Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a 9:30 show at Alexis Park. It's basically a twist on old school burlesque show. So it's beautiful girls in large costumes and beautiful costumes. The difference is, and I was just talking to another performer about this, is the distance between the audience and the performers has to be 25 feet. So it's a lot of what a performer does is connect with the audience. So it's really a different take on performing when you're so far away.
Okay.
I mean, it's the bigger shows, yeah, you're far away, but like this is a smaller burlesque cabaret show in a smaller venue. So it's really kind of odd, and it's a different feel to perform 25 feet away from your audience. And it like you can't do any audience participation, which that was like in the initial show that I conceived, there was several numbers that had audience participation, and that really like it changes and it really amps up the energy from the audience to be that close and to be one-on-one with the performers and to get that personal connection. So it's kind of been a different experience, but it's working, and the audience seems to love it, and
excellent.
We're selling out, so I couldn't be happier.
Which is great to hear. I took a look at the room, and the way the seats are set up, you can see that someone took a 25-foot measuring tool.
Yep.
It's right there. We've got the safety guards in place. Now, do the girls have to wear masks when they perform, or are they free to perform free of that restriction?
I have them in masks.
Okay.
Just because backstage is always kind of a zoo, and it's limited space. So the girls are in masks, except the singers. They can't sing in masks. I do have 2 live vocalists that sing, so they don't sing in masks. But otherwise, they do wear masks on stage.
Excellent. And I know in Las Vegas, Clark County, and the state of Nevada, very, very much interested in making sure everything's safe, healthy, done the right way. We'll send inspectors out, we'll make sure it's being done the right way.
Yeah.
So you can rest assured that here at Alexis Park, they're doing everything possible.
Oh.
I've actually gone out and used the complimentary hand sanitizer
There's
several
hand
times today as we're getting ready.
sanitizer.
And I really think that's great because you can feel comfortable coming to a show.
Yeah.
But definitely check whatever the CDC guidelines are, the state guidelines, anytime you do come to Vegas or anywhere, and make sure that you are safe.
Yeah.
With the way that it's set up now, and looking at some old clips of Showgirls, there's a lot of interactions you said. How have they compensated for that? Do they have to talk louder? Do they dance more? Is the light show different? Or is it just like we're going to do the show and hope the audience still enjoys it the same way they did before?
I think the dancers have more of a responsibility to be more energetic and to perform bigger and more, because they have to create, it's more on their shoulders to create that energy and that connection with the audience being so far away. So it does put a little extra weight on the dancers and the performers.
Well, and it makes them a little more involved and a little more professional at what they do. And think of the growth that will go through this period that they can take on once the pandemic's over.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which leads us to our next sponsor, which is Chief's Luau in Honolulu, Hawaii,
Woo!
at Wet n Wild in Kapolei. Call 877-357-2480 for information and tickets. They're open 4 days a week right now. They've cut back on their shows as well. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday in Honolulu, Hawaii. So they've had to do the same thing. They've got the fire shows and stuff, but you have to create that separation. And I think, comedy has evolved over the years where in a certain way you get up close and personal, then they push it back, and whether you use the foul language or not, or whether you're soft talking or not. And so that genre's had to evolve. Showgirls will have to evolve. It may be that you find something really cool now that you incorporate for the rest of the time, even if there isn't a pandemic.
Yeah.
Have you come across that yet?
I'm sure I have. It's just, I can't think of anything, but it's, really getting the girls and the entertainers to, create that energy more.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think, like you said, that'll be definitely, when we go back to whatever normal, when that is, what that is,
Yep.
I think the dancers are going to have a heads up because they have been creating more of that energy and that connection with the audience all by themselves.
That's fantastic. So if, let's say we're doing a video right now and you had a chance to tell people how to get a hold of you, what would you tell them?
I am all over social media, Premier Showgirls. I have Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. You can email me, Cari at Premier Showgirls, premiershowgirls.com. Like you said, my phone number is 702-524-4190.
Excellent. So give me the nutshell. I want to be a showgirl. Should I do some classical dance training? Should I freestyle? Should I break dance? What is the best method for getting into showgirl is?
A showgirl, traditionally by the standards, is a dancer, trained dancer, classically trained, 5'9", 5'10", and over. It kind of depended on the show. Some shows would waive that 5'10" and put a 5'9" girl in the line, but it's generally 5'10" and over, trained dancers.
You want the big, colorful, outstanding show.
Absolutely. You have to have the poise to be able to wear a large, very uncomfortable, sometimes very heavy costume.
Would this be a standard headdress here? And
those are, for the shows, those are kind of small. These are really small. Yeah.
How do I look?
Fabulous. Amazing.
Excellent. That was the word I was going for. It's fabulous. So, outstanding.
Yeah. So these are made for events and for smaller venues. So, and for events, the girls are in these for up to a couple hours.
Okay.
So she can't wear a headdress that's 35 pounds and has an arm span of 6 feet.
No Carmen Miranda stuff.
Yeah, no Carmen Miranda. So these are kind of made for smaller shows and for more corporate events where the girls wear them for longer periods of time.
Excellent. And for the younger folks watching us right now, you can YouTube Carmen Miranda and you'll get a chuckle out of that.
Yeah.
We'll wait. Okay, we're back. So, Cari, tell me about the future then. We want to do more shows, we want to expand. What do you see at the end of 2021? Let's assume that the medicine works, that we're better, things are better. Where do you want us to be in 10 to 12 months from
I want us to be back where we were, the entertainment capital of the world, with fantastic shows, large and small, and all different types of shows. I mean, we have everything from the smaller burlesque shows to the large production shows, and male reviews and female reviews, and comedy shows, and magic. Like, that's what Vegas is, and I just want to see that again.
Excellent. And we'll try to splice into this when we do the finished product, me doing that dance I did earlier with the whole band and the whole thing. We don't have time to show that right now, so
it was amazing.
Appreciate
Great
you
job.
for letting me work with
Great
the group
job.
that way. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Of course.
This is so exciting. Vegas is back. Driving around last night, it's New Year's Eve, everyone's social distancing. It was kind of muted for what Vegas is known for, but still there was excitement and there was people and there was energy. Driving around today to see the folks that are still coming in for the weekend and folks that just came in for last night, it's back. Yes, we have to social distance. Yes, we have to stay 6 feet away. We do have this invisible barrier right here, which is fantastic. Is this really ostrich feather? Is that? That's fantastic. Apparently that will keep coronavirus away.
Will it? Awesome.
I don't know.
Amazing.
Check the CDC guidelines for that. But it's great to be back. It's the colors, it's the light, it's the excitement. That's what Vegas is. And you're a big part of making that happen again. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for being on our show. Again, our name is Vegas Up Close, just 6 feet apart. And Cari Byers has been our guest today, and we are so excited to have entertainment back in Las Vegas. Join us for our next interview. We have Alon New, the man who knows. He knew he was coming on. You probably didn't know he was coming on our next segment, but we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube, Steve's Collecting and Travel channel. Someday I'll change the name to Steve's Burlesque Show, probably. But I got to get my picture credit for that, and I'll hang it up somewhere. Again, thank you so much for coming out. And good luck with the show. I can't wait to see it.
Awesome.
Very good. Thank you.